All right, how's everybody doing this morning? This evening on this Monday, after the last race weekend of the year. How you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Doing good. Me and you got the show tonight. Jen's got a lot going on with work and feeling a little bit under the weather, so we're gonna do the show tonight. I think I have it pulled up so I can see comments if anybody comments. Joey said, "What's up, Robert?" and Troy McNabb sent us some stars. So those are the first ones. Maybe it's actually going to work for me tonight. So thanks everybody for joining. Got some people joining in already. I'll do my best to do the best Jennifer Brinson and keep up with the comments that I can. Got a pretty good show lined up for everybody tonight. Going to talk to a Davey Hamilton Jr. about his sprint car ride or his racing in general for next year. Stevie Mathis from Dirt Late Model win at East Bay on Saturday, and then Jeff Guilbault Jr. on his championship in the pure stocks down at 417 in his first year racing. You were at
his last name again?
How was the race? I'll say it probably differently every time we do it tonight, and probably not get it right again.
Oh man, races were good Saturday, really good. I do feel like I have to say thanks to Matt Herlong for not flat running me over. Not sure how he kept the car off me, but I really appreciate him not running me over Saturday.
Joey Gates comments, "Hey, Miss Jen, sorry to disappoint you tonight, Joey, but it's just me and Chris. So if you drop off, we'll know why you really watch the show."
I'm growing my hair so I can try to fool you guys in the future.
So let's talk about not only that race Saturday night, but the Outlaw Fours. I want to talk about it in particular. A good buddy of mine, Vernon Hart Jr., almost like a brother. I've known him a long time, and he's done a lot in racing and done a lot in racing the hard way, and lives up in Mayo now and drives down on race weeks and helps work on the car, get it ready. Candace Keeley let him drive the DR or D4R, the Dirts for Racing Outlaw 4 this year, and they've been working to get that car better and better. And last night of the season, he goes out and gets a win. How was that race in general? It looked like they were, from what I read, really competitive in the heat race. And then was it a good feature? And I know the emotion streamed over with him after the win. It had to.
Yeah, I didn't see the heat race, but the feature was really good. Unfortunately, I don't know a lot of these guys yet. I'm still trying to get that all figured out. But he was chasing somebody down for quite a while and finally got him around him and made it work. And there was some good battles behind them too, but that was kind of the one to watch. But yeah, he was pretty excited when he pulled into victory lane and, having people like Candace Connors Keeley there to hang out with him after was really cool. So, it's fun to see people like that when they get really excited to win.
Yeah, and some of the comments on there, Kate Cawthorn said, "Hey, a nice shirt." Yeah, I figured. I mean, you didn't have the night you wanted this weekend. Power steering issues, and thanks for the help again, taking some pictures, and had to throw your shirt on for the next show Well, I don't know if we'll do a show next week or not, but probably the last show of the year and our last show after racing. So next weekend, if we have some, it won't be the recap. We'll just be on here talking racing for the first of the year. But yeah, I had to get your shirt on there tonight, Tater Tot. And then whose shirt you got on?
This is T-Mez from USAC, Thomas Meserol. I need to get one of them shirts from Tater Tot. Those are cool looking.
Yeah, they are. And then while we're waiting a few minutes for our first guest to join and just killing some time, let's talk. It's not Florida racing, but everybody in Florida or everybody in the United States covered the Chili Bowl's coming up not too far from now. And I want to say I read they have already, like 600 entries or over 700 entries for the Chili Bowl already?
Last I heard, and it was last week, was over 600. And I can't remember what team it was, but I think they had 15 cars they were preparing to bring. So obviously Chili Bowl is a big deal, has been for a while, but it just seems like it keeps getting bigger and bigger, and people want it that bad that this cat's going to bring 15 cars. An awful lot.
And I mean, Kyle Larson runs in. A lot of the NASCAR guys run in. I see Trackhouse today posted that they have I wanted to say it was Bruce Carter's or somebody they have going to drive. They got a track house car going to be in the chili or trying to make the chili bowl. I guess just because you go there, what do they probably start 36 to 40 cars out of 800?
I don't even think they start that much. It's such a small track. I'd have to look it up, but I'm guessing it's like 25, 30 max.
Yeah, it's and you think about it, they go there and they race all week basically to get into the field. I mean, it's crazy.
They do, and those guys get that chili bowl sickness from being in there all week too that they always talk about. A lot of those guys, you breathe all the fumes and the dust, and a lot of them get sick while they're there.
Oh, I didn't know about that. I knew it was inside or at least under if it was not inside but in like a camp, but I knew it was in there and it got dusty, and I sure the fumes had to get bad, but I didn't read that a lot of them had ever gotten sick.
Yeah, every year, and it's straight up inside. It's not just covered. It's completely enclosed.
Okay. And I think they have just covered parking or pits like almost across the street or on the same property, but they were talking about having a hard time getting out all of them all 700 of them under the cover.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do that. I know some of it's in the same building, and I think some of it's outside in another building.
What Troy McNabb says he's waiting on his SSR shirt. Unless you wear a medium or a 3X, Troy, you're going to have to ruffle up Ronnie Vasello from Sign Print and I'm at Sign Fast, and they tell him to get us some more made. I'm down to some mediums and a couple of 3Xs, and we're actually sold out of shirts. So thank you everybody for all the support doing that. Bill Price is on, Vince Parker's on. How you doing, Vince? Missed you this Saturday with George Gorham running the 3 Sportsmen, and I'll talk a little bit while we're waiting on our first guest to join about the racing down at 417. I mean, you can go back and see all the features live here on Sunshine State Racing. They're up. Bubba Mendivander won the pure stock race, and I don't have the results in front of me, so I'm going to go straight off memory. So I'm probably only going to do the winners. The open wheel race, there were only 5 or 6 of them, but it was a pretty good race. They inverted the whole field. Dalton Nelson started in the back. Ken Nurse got his first win ever in the open wheel modifieds. Dalton Nelson was second. I believe Andrew Jackson came in third. We had the Sportsman. And then we didn't do front stretch, so I'm going to have to go back and even memory on who won the Sportsman race.
I was kind of actually pulling for Andrew Jackson, hoping he would pull off a win because he can't feel good about the way his Bigley race went. So that would have been good for him.
Yeah, he usually has that car set up on a rail, and it wasn't there. Yeah, Chris Huntoon, our friend Chris Huntoon, in the 30 won the Sportsman race, and they really it was quite a few red flags I meant in that, but other than the few times that we had the accidents, it took a little time to clear. That was a really good Sportsman race to end the season down there. And it just the modified minis put on a good show. Crown Vics had, I think, 14 or 15. They're slowly building up down there. It was nice to see some of the guys come down, and that class just amazes me all the time with how many people are getting in that class, how much it is fun to watch, and they beat and bang, and at the end of the day, they all go hug each other in the pits and have a good time. And you see that some of the other classes that got as close as they did and rubbing a rate, there'd be brawls and fights and stuff. So it's just glad to see a class building up like that. That's a lot of fun to do.
Yeah. Hey, did you see this week Dodge Calvert has a Sportsman now?
Yeah. Bun Racing, I believe, is joined up with him, and they have a Sportsman. Cody Benoit won the Crown Vic race. And Jen says fans stayed on the whole time during the red flags, keeping her entertained, except the one time she paused. And I think by the time she finally gave up on the first one, it was like 5 minutes later, and they finally lifted the red flag, and it was back. And but hard night for Chris Turner. Took some lumps in the Sportsman race. Steve Gill and Steve Gill and his brand new 5X that looked so beautiful. it doesn't look so pretty anymore. I'm sure he'll get it back, and just a lot of heartache on some of those guys. That those sportsmen always look so beautiful.
Yeah, I like those cars. I think they're a lot of fun. I'm anxious to see how much the series changes under Ricky next year. We probably won't have the beating and banging that we had previously, since he doesn't put up with that garbage. And I think we might see some really good racing next year. Not that we didn't before, but I think it might just be a little bit better product.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I mean, I think it can only get better. And and I guess now at least if they beat and bang it, you don't have the person tell them not to beat and bang going out and doing it in a different class.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at.
I come out and say it.
And that's okay.
Vernon Hart's on says, thanks for all you do for Florida racing. You just joined us, Vernon. You missed it. We talked about your big win and how happy you had been. Maybe if we do a show next week, we'll have to get you on, Vernon, to talk about the season you had. And like I said earlier, how you drive all the way down from North Florida to work on the cars and help get them ready on race week, and went from the car that you didn't think would win, and by the end of the season, you guys worked on it and got it there. It's amazing to see that done.
Yeah, and Saturday night, the late models were topless. Somebody told me they had an option. I can't confirm that or not, but since it's a hot topic this week, every single one of the late models was topless. Vernon Hart was in his car, and a couple other guys in that class did as well. I love it. I like being able to see the guys and the girls in the car and what they're doing and how they're hustling the cars. To me, it's just fun to watch. I like it.
It's a different view, and I guess I understand some people don't want to take the time and change it, but you have an option. Ronnie didn't say it's topless or nothing else. There's topless with a weight break, or you run regular. So I mean, it's not like you don't get to race if you don't decide to do that work or whatever. I sent him an idea the other day, and we'll see what he does. And I might divide it up into two 100 lap races, pay more money for a topless show, and pay a regular sports payout to anybody who wants to run 100 laps regular way. I mean, you even give more of an option, but give more of an incentive to make it topless. I mean, somebody puts on a big race, and I get it if you had to do it, but you don't have to do that.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing, is you don't have to. So if you don't want to, don't do it. And there was some talk about the 100 pounds. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're not go-karts. 100 pounds isn't going to make that much difference in a sportsman race, I don't think.
Be honest, I don't know enough about it to know what 100 pound. I wouldn't think it would. I mean, not in a car with that much horsepower. Maybe on me and you, if you were 100 pounds lighter than me in a race around the track on foot, but I don't know.
That's a great point. Like you got people like Jason Vale, who are pretty small dudes. We won't name any of the big fellas, but there's a couple of big dudes out there in the cars that are probably 100 pounds heavier than Jason Vale, and that's never brought up. So what's the difference?
And I guess it's the placement of the weight stuff, but I know some of the bombers. I think I was talking to Blaine Bear, the Pure Stocks this week. His car doesn't have any lead in it, and it's way overweight, and he competes up front. So I meant, like I said, I don't know enough to say. I'm sure 100 pounds does something here or there, but I mean, I don't know that it's that big of a game changer. But
I don't think it is until somebody tells me different.
So we got which one was supposed to be our first guest?
It's supposed to be Davey. Somebody looks like they're trying to connect in.
Well,
just wait.
I just let Davey in, but I think I just let Jeff in a few minutes ago too.
Okay.
And they're both connected.
Davey's there, and then
Jeff's
somebody else
now.
is.
Jeff was
gone?
there. Maybe he was. Yeah, he was Maybe he was testing for a few minutes.
That could be.
So I'll let you introduce our first guest, and we'll get started.
Davey, can you hear us?
You got me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear. Thanks for joining us today, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been a crazy day, but I'm glad it all worked out.
Yeah, it sounds like you've had a lot of those. You're staying busy. So those of you who don't know, it's Davey Hamilton Jr. He's down here with us for the Wing Sprint Car Series next year. We're excited to have you. I kind of wanted to start with, some of your experience, because I know that you've been in USAC Silver Crown cars. Somebody told me you had some experience in a super mod. So just kind of walk us, through some of the cars you've driven, cutting your teeth up to now.
Yeah, well, it's almost easier to say what I haven't driven at this point, but I've raced. I kind of started off with the basic, normal kid routine of go-karts and outlaw karts on the West Coast, and kind of worked my way up to 600 mini sprints and focus midgets, and then I was probably, I'd say 14 when my dad let me get in a sprint car, and that was just to practice. That was just testing. It's not like Colton the Bolt, 12 years old racing a sprint car. I was not that lucky, but so from there, I was able to kind of accomplish quite a bit in the sprint car scene, and my slowly but surely it led to more opportunities to race super modifieds up in New York, USAC Silver Crown. I got to do some Indy Lights stuff, which was, probably one of the highlights of my career. Just still continue to plug away each thing off my list to hopefully make it to the big leagues one day of IndyCar.
Awesome. So yeah, you work your way up to the Indy Lights, get a little bit of experience there. Life takes you a little different direction for a while. You took some time off. Talk to us how the deal with Kirk Morgan came about. How did you guys come together and end up down here?
Well, I was living in Fort Lauderdale actually when I found out that I was even going to have this opportunity, and it was I got a call from Lenny Puglio, and he actually is the one that told me, hey, you got a ride. And I didn't believe it at first, because I just, I've learned a lot over the years of you don't believe anybody until it's there and you're seeing it actually happen. So to be honest with you guys, I didn't think I was going to be racing for anyone until I showed up at Citrus County Speedway or whatever and got into the car for the first time. I don't know. I don't know the full details behind the scenes of, the Morgan Motorsports team. I know they had a previous driver that they had, and unfortunately that came to an end, but it gave me the shot and the opportunity to drive for them. And I know they had their eyes on me for a while, and got the call and went and ran that one race. And I think that one race alone gave everybody some hope and joy in the team, because, that team has been around for a couple of years and they haven't been getting the results that they deserve. And that car is, I've said it before, it's one of the nicest cars that I've ever driven. And there's no reason that car should not be competing up front at every single race. So I'm just, fortunate that they are giving me this opportunity to show my talent. But at the end of the day, man, they're the ones that are putting that car together, and I'm just the lucky guy driving it.
Now, in that Morgan exterior car, you raced 2 races, and you got 1 win there at the end of the season at 417 Southern Speedway. How afraid should everybody in the Southern Sprint Car Shootout Series and anywhere else that Kirk decides to go next year across the United States be that you guys are going to bring a competitive piece every week and you're going to be right there for the win?
Yeah, I don't want to sound, too confident, but I've always known, like, if I show up at a sprint car race that I could compete with the top guys. Now I kind of look at myself that people are looking at me as the top guy. So, I can't, I know where I have to perform and what I have to do, and that's getting wins. So if I'm with top teams or anybody for that matter, I know what they expect out of me, and that's why they bring me on board. So yeah, I mean, to say that we're going into 2022 with the ambition of getting wins and getting the championship for the Southern Sprint Car Series. That's definitely the goal. I know we have some plans to run some other races across the country, and I think we'll do just as good anywhere else as we would down here. Like I said, I have a pretty awesome crew and a very awesome car to get the wins that we need. And yeah, I'm just excited to see where the year goes.
Unless Chris is gonna bring it, let's talk about your new, I guess your new teammate a little bit, Colton Bettis, the 61 and the other Morgan exterior car. What's it like to? There's been video already out. Kurt Morgan's put you guys go-kart racing together at the Circle C Ranch last week, and what's it like getting to hang around him? And I guess not trying to make you brag on yourself, but how do you think? I'm thinking he's going to benefit a lot from being able to learn from your experiences, and he's going to be able to help you a little bit here in Florida. He's been on a few tracks, but at his young age, what do you think his future looks like? And what are you looking forward? I mean, what do you think about the partnership and being teammates with somebody like that?
First of all, I'd like to say I had no idea he was going to be my teammate. To be honest with you, I didn't even know who he was. But I actually have heard of him over the past year, but I didn't really think much of it. I'm like, who is this kid? Like, whatever. But now that I've met him and seen how he can drive, and yeah, like you said, just the other day, we did some go-karting out at their house, and man, that kid could go, he could go all day around that track, and I'm starting to feel it. I'm young, but I'm old at the same time. I get bruised up and beaten, and he to me, that's for sure. But I do, I've been fortunate to, in the past, I've kind of mentored another kid that's come through the ranks, and he's made it pretty far in his career already, and I know he's gonna probably make it to NASCAR one day. But as far as Colton goes, I see, if not the same thing, but better. And just to see how he performed at 417, he wasn't. I mean, I didn't even lap him. So for a 12-year-old to run the kind of speeds that he was in the lap time that he did, it's pretty impressive to me. I know a lot of people are impressed by him, and it kind of opened my eyes that he is very serious and he takes this very serious. And for 12 years old, a lot of people are gonna look down on him like they did to me. But at the end of the day, he's doing better than a lot of older guys, and he has every right to be out there. I mean, I haven't had the chance to drive around him, I guess, run with him out on the track. But from what I've heard, he's pretty respectful, and nobody's scared to run with him. He knows the levels of his car and the boundaries. So we'll see. I mean, I'm excited to mentor him a little bit and see where I can help him out. I know he's seen kind of what my team will know as my debrief, but he's seen that, and I know he's taken on to that. And I think he'll make it very far in his career for sure.
Well, I'll throw it back over to Chris here in a minute, but we're excited for you to get to be teammates and kind of mentor him a little bit here in Florida racing and cover both of you guys. And I'm just impressed and glad that you admitted he beat you without using the Troy to care. He has a weight break on the excuse we always get from Troy when Troy loses to him doing go-karts.
I can't use the weight limit thing. I am the same weight as Colton. So I can't use that.
We'll give it back to you, Chris.
First thing was somebody asked how old you were.
24. I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old.
You're just a baby. Enjoy it. As far as the kart track, Colton's probably going to be pretty tough to beat there. He's got, I would hate to even guess how many laps he's got there, but
right.
He knows that place inside out and he's fast, but he's going to learn a lot from you next year, which is awesome. And you kind of touched on the way I defend him when I see stuff online is, if you haven't, go see the kid race. If you haven't, go meet the kid, because as good as he is on the racetrack, he's just as extraordinary off. He's just an amazing young man. He can do everything. What are your goals? Where are you trying to go with this?
Yeah. So I'm not gonna say really a lot on my 2022 season yet. I want things to be kind of finalized, but I have a lot in the works, man. It could end up being 63 races if everything goes right and everything comes
Wow.
together. Yeah, and that's a lot. I will say I'll for sure be doing USAC Silver Crown, the wing sprint car stuff, some non-wing sprint car stuff. But beyond that, I guess I could say this. I will be doing the Stadium Super Truck season as well. The schedule isn't really finalized yet there, but I already have the ability to do that series. And then there's other stuff in the works that hopefully should be coming together, and we'll see where that goes. But I have a plan. I have a 5-year plan, a 3-year plan, and at the end of the day, my goal is Indy and the Indy 500. Unfortunately, with the Indy Lights schedule removing the Freedom 100 race, it kind of makes things tough, because that is like the Indy 500 for a lot of the young and upcoming guys, and that gives them the chance to run at that track. Well, without that, it makes it very tough. But I have a lot of learning still to do. But my goal is to get to the Indy 500, and I think I have now the proper people and team, and a lot of people behind me that are going to help make that happen. So hard work and wins, and it should pay off.
Does Morgan Exterior have? I don't know. Do they have a little 500 car? Are you guys going to get to go race the little 500?
Yeah. So the little 500 program, or really anything non-wing sprint car related, is actually going to be done through my dad's car. It's the same car that I drove a few years ago for Little 500 and got the pole in. Our non-wing car is honestly like just strictly non-wing, and with Kirk's cars, they're pretty strictly wing car. You can make them non-wing cars, but they just don't perform as well. So that's what the plan is. Kirk's going to be involved with the non-wing stuff and the Little 500, but it won't be Kirk's specific blue beautiful car. It'll be my dad's car. Yeah.
Now, are you guys planning on I'm going to bring it up because I saw Kirk mention it on Facebook, the Dave Steele, and it looks like he's possibly planning on doing the Pink Lady as well.
Yeah, we're for sure. So the Dave Steele race will be competed in. It'll be in my yellow non-wing sprint car through Kirk. The Pink Lady, yeah, we're gonna go trucking on over there. I think it's cool. I don't know how many more races my grandpa has in his ability, but that race is kind of made around him and the Pink Lady and everything like that. So the goal is to have all 3 Hamiltons, me, my dad, and my grandfather, all out there competing against each other, and that would be a really cool event. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be super cool. Back to the Silver Crown. You doing the full series, or are you doing a limited schedule?
Just the pavement stuff. So full season, but just the pavement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I know you're busy, so before we let you go, take a minute and give a shout out to all your sponsors you want to do, and then plug now you moved over to Tampa area. You just started a new seal coat business. So let everybody know what you do and how they can get a hold of you if they need any of your services. Yeah. So I appreciate you throwing that out there. Yeah. I'd say I've learned a lot over the past couple of years, and now is the time to move. So I'm trying to get involved with so many different things, and it's quickly becoming very hectic and very busy for me. But first of all, I want to give a shout out to obviously Kirk. Without him, none of this would be possible. So him, Todd, Luigi, Lenny, they're the ones that kind of put this all together and made it happen. But there is so many people behind the scenes that are in my corner, that work for Kirk, even that I've met over the past couple weeks, and a lot of people I've met that I can't even tell you everybody's name because I've met so many people. But all this would not be possible without them. And then so I did start up a seal coat business down here. We're not up and going yet. So I can't really say too much, but it is in the process of getting started, and we're hoping to hit the ground running in mid-January. But for now, if anybody has questions or is interested in having our services, they could just reach out to me directly on Facebook, or just at Davey Hamilton Jr. That'll change, in the next month. But
yeah, I'm excited for the future, and not just in racing, but in business as well, getting involved with this. And, I'm working on a book as well because I want to, show people that it's okay to have, a mistake and get a second chance at life, which I've been fortunate enough to have that opportunity.
Well, I'll let Chris wrap it up, but I just want to thank you for taking time to come on today, and anything we can help do to promote your racing career, get news out or whatever, you're always welcome on the show or on our website or page, whatever. You let us know, and you got our support.
I appreciate that. Thank you again for having me. So I'm glad to be here.
Thanks for coming on, man. We're glad to have you down here. I don't think you could have chosen a better community to kind of restart with.
Yeah.
It's a great community. You'll have tons of support, and we're looking forward to next year. I think it's going to be you and LJ probably fighting for that whole deal, unless Sport does the full thing. But I think it's going to be you and LJ.
Well, we'll see. I'm excited. Let's go.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yep. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. Bye.
That was Davey Hamilton Jr., driver of the 14 Morgan's Exterior Southern Sprint Car Shootout Series. I mean, I'm excited for him just hearing that interview, Chris. I can't wait for next year's season to start.
Yeah, and he was being modest. He's run some pretty big races in the past. Race of Champions, which is drivers from all over the world. I think the one he did was down in Mexico, and some of the Silver Crown stuff. And it's going to be fun to watch and see how he does this year. There's a lot of talent there. Good gene pool. I don't know if a lot of people know his dad raced in IndyCar. It's gonna be fun to watch, see what happens.
And I'll let you, our next guest, Stevie Mathis is on. I'll let you start out with that. I just unmuted him. He's joined us, and we'll go with right into our second guest.
What's up, Stevie? Can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Good, and yourself? Thank you for having me.
Doing well. We can't see you. Can you push video? There he is.
Am I doing it right?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, there I am. Yes, sir.
Congratulations on your win on Saturday.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad to see you didn't get hit the other night. Braden told me that that car came after you. And I seen the video yesterday.
Yeah. And then I fell down like a dummy and made it even closer.
I probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah, it happens. What are you going to do?
Yes,
so you want to get on Saturday, kind of one of the go-to guys when people are saying, oh, who's going to win this and that at East Bay. You guys are always strong there. Saturday, y'all took off. I mean, you were straight away gone, and it probably would have been more, but it looked like traffic might have been hard to get around.
Yeah, it was kind of tough. The track slicked off, so everybody was kind of just staying right on the bottom, trying to protect their position. And honestly, when you got to him, you just had to sit there and wait and wait for somebody to slip up. And I kept having to tell myself if I move up, there's a chance of me getting past. And I wasn't looking up for any spotters or anything. I'm not that good yet, or if I ever be that good. But I didn't know I had that big of a lead. So I guess it all worked out. I just decided just to be patient and stay right there on the bottom and ride it out. And it worked out.
Yeah, that was kind of going to be my next question is how hard is it to be patient if you don't know how much of a lead you have? Because a couple of times it looked like you were really patient. And then there was a couple of times where maybe, I was standing down there in 3 and 4 coming out of 4, you were putting the full court press on and your front bumper's underneath somebody, kind of like, let's go.
Yeah, it's hard. I honestly don't have much experience being out front in that type of a situation. There was times where, I was getting pretty aggravated, but I could sit here and go on, but them guys are racing just as hard as, I am. They're racing for position, and, I respect that because I've been there. I've been in their position. But there does come a time where, they do see that flag that says move over. So it's either they're going to move over, you're going to have to do something about it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the great things about dirt, is y'all don't run spotters, so
Yeah.
it's up to you guys to make all of those decisions. And, is it go time? Is it not? Should I pass this guy or not? And I think it makes y'all a little bit better drivers, honestly.
Yeah, in a way, it probably does. Usually we'll have somebody standing and telling us, hey, they'll give us an arm length. And, it's like, hey, you got a 3-car lengths or a whole straightaway, half straightaway. And like I said, I'm not that good where I can look up and see that. I'm usually focused on what's in front of me but in a way, I wish we did have the communication, but I don't think talking to my dad under a race would be that good of an idea. They got to get more aggravated.
Every year at Winter Nationals at East Bay, some people may not know it, but they do a strawberry shortcake giveaway. And I heard yesterday that those come from your farm. Is that true?
No, sir. I think they come from the Berry Barn on 60.
Okay.
State Road 60. That'd be Josh Peacock. He also races late models with us. He's in the number 2 car.
Okay.
But I think
tell them they're awesome, because I'm not really a strawberry guy, but those are good every year. They're really.
Yes, sir. They do have a good shortcake
So
and
I just
strawberry
want to
pizza.
say,
Sir.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit. I've seen some races there where maybe you haven't won all the big races you want, but you're always a threat, competitive every time you go to East Bay. What are your plans for next year, and traveling around the state a little bit, or just mostly at East Bay? What are your plans?
We always talk about doing a little bit more traveling here and there, but usually the only time that we really have is summer. And during summertime, we usually like to go to the beach or go up to Tennessee and in the mountains and hang out. Usually it's too hot to even race for us. We get a month off from work, and we just kind of like to enjoy ourselves. And that's about the only time that we could really go travel. We did the Bristol deal last year, and we really enjoyed it. Didn't have the best of luck, but I don't know. We might do a little bit more traveling. It's honestly up to my dad and Travis, or my teammate, and my other teammate Daniel. If they want to, travel out of state or something and hit a good payout show, then we might do that. But for right now, sorry.
Go ahead.
I think.
Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say. Oh, you're good. I was just going to add the hot topic around asphalt racing right now, and you guys did it this weekend. Is the going topless? They're trying to put on a sportsman race for $10,000 to win, to go topless with a 100-pound weight break. How do you like it when you guys get to take the top off your car? I think from a fan's point of view, it's great. They get to see more of the driver, I guess, how you guys interact in the car. From a driver's point of view, how is it going topless, and how do you like it?
I mean, it's cool. I'm sure it's really cool for the fans to be able to see us in the car, moving the steering wheel, and just them saying that it's not as easy as it probably looks from the stands. But I mean, for us, it's kind of a pain. You got to take the roof off, but I mean, it's optional, I think. But in the safety measures of it, if you were to flip or something, I don't know if it would be as safe. But at the end of the day, we still show up without the top on and we run. So I think it's cool. I think it'd be pretty cool to see on asphalt. How much more arm action they have on the steering wheel, and I think I've seen an asphalt race, the figure eights. Don't they run without the top?
I think they do sometimes.
Yeah. So I'll ask you, Stevie. Maybe you'll have it may not transfer over to asphalt, but one of the big contentions about this top off was they get the 100-pound weight break. The Sportsman's a 602. How much do you think 100 pounds is really going to make a difference in a race like that? How much would it make a difference in your car?
To be honest, when we weighed Saturday night, I was almost 100 pounds overweight. So I don't know. In asphalt racing, it's different. It probably does matter because it's more of when you say a momentum type sport. Which ours is too, especially our crate motors. But the other night, I don't think 100 pounds would have made much of a difference, as slick as it was. But in asphalt racing, I could see where it could help. We didn't get a weight break, and I don't know. It just all depends.
Yeah, it could be apples and oranges, but my thing was, you got one guy that weighs 140, and then you got another guy that weighs 275. So it can't really make that much of a difference. I mean, Bubba Pollard's out there whooping up on people, and he's a lot bigger than a whole lot of them.
Yeah, I don't think it makes much of a difference. I've seen some pretty big guys get in race cars and really will it. You always hear about the new light titanium or whatever, carbon fiber. I'm not much a believer in that. I mean, at the end of the day, you still want your car balanced, and
sure,
you can transfer weight around. And sometimes, I remember having to put more weight on the car in certain spots just to make it, rack faster than. So, that's just my thought on it.
So before we let you go, who do you want to thank? Who's some of your sponsors and things that help you stay on the track and helped you get that win Saturday night? Who's the people that support you behind the scenes?
First I really got to thank my dad. I grew up watching him race, and I do it. And he finally gave me the opportunity, and I put him through hell for many years doing it. Beating sheet metal out and buying new parts almost every other weekend. But he's probably the main one I want to thank. Got to thank Aston Farms. They helped us out a lot. Before Bristol, and it helped us get through the season. Patterson Trucking, Sweet Life Farms, ATP Logistics, BASF, and probably forgetting somebody. Oh, Star Distribution. Yes, sir. They helped us out too. So got to thank all them guys. Every dollar counts. We don't make money doing it. So anytime you're able to get $1 here and there, it helps out a bunch.
Well, congratulations on the big win last day, Saturday night, East Bay, and I'm sure we'll see you out at Winter Nationals at East Bay this year, coming up about a month.
Yes, sir. That's the plan as of now. We did find out there's another race that weekend that Phil's putting on up at North Florida, so we might decide to run it. I don't know. We're kind of last minute, but I appreciate y'all having me on. It means a lot.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, man. Good job on the win, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, cheers. That was Stevie Mathis, winner of the East Bay Topless late model 50 or 35 at a last weekend at East Bay that Chris was lucky enough to dodge the oncoming traffic.
Yep. Thanks again to Matt Herlong for not running me over.
So I want to thank everybody for on the live feeds. I'm trying to keep up with some of the comments. Troy McNabb and Jennifer are going back and forth with most of them. But our next guest is sitting here and waiting, and we'll go on and get him on. We have our 2021 Pure Stock champion from 417 Southern Speedway. And so I don't mess up the name. I'm just going to call him Jeff Jr. And Jeff, we'll bring you on. I'm sure you're a little bit more excited about your championship than the way the Buccaneers played last night.
Yeah, man, I can't believe they put up a goose egg yesterday. That's disappointing.
Well, at least when you have a bad night, you don't throw an iPad across the pits.
Sometimes I want to.
I think he can afford to replace it.
So let's I don't even know where to start. You've been
I
helping
do.
your
Ask him
dad.
how he pronounces his name.
Yeah,
still
we'll
mess
sound
it
it
up.
out, Robert.
I'll still mess it up.
It's Guilbault. It's pretty simple.
See, I did that once and somebody told me it was wrong and then I never did it again. I'll get it right. So you've been helping out all your life, your dad and Jesse. And then this year you get the opportunity to race for the first time in the pure stock. And you guys got a really good car and did a lot of work on it before you ever went out there and did some practice. I guess describe what it was like for not only this being your first season in racing and all the learning you had to do, but at the same time to win the championship against some really good racers down at 417 Southern Speedway. And then we'll go into, I got another question after that, but let's go into how was it with your first season, not just starting out, but to win the championship?
Yeah, it was real exciting. You know, we got lucky. We got a really good car and we had a lot of help behind us. The guys that built the car helped us out with where we should start and what stuff we should try. And thankfully in the pure stocks, there's not a lot you can really, you know, play around with, but the stuff that we could, we definitely did. When we started off, it was a little rocky. I hit a couple guys, tore some stuff up, and slowly learned that I needed to be more patient. And we definitely used that to our advantage on the last night there.
And then next, just talk about the competition in that class. You guys race hard and tough against each other, but to me, seeing you guys in the pits, you're one great group of guys. I mean, if somebody needs anything, you're over there helping fellow competitors. I mean, I've seen how many people come up and congratulated you on the championship Saturday night. But what's it? Just tell everybody the camaraderie in that group.
Yeah, that's what it's all about
really
for
is.
us. That's what it's all about for us. You know, someone needs a hand, we lend that hand. We let them borrow a part, a tool, anything that can help them, you know, get their car on the track. And the same thing happens to us. You know, people are lending us stuff as well. So we pay it forward and it comes back on us too.
Got anything, Chris, before I go into the next question?
No, go ahead.
I just like I said, learning, and then let's talk about your dad for a few minutes. He had a great run. What was going through him? Are you guys on the radio Saturday night in that sportsman race? It seemed like he just needed a longer green flag run. It seemed like he was a little rough on the starts in that sportsman, but I think if he could have got a 15 or 20 lap run at the end, he might have caught Chris.
Yeah, we kind of thought the same thing. You know, sometimes it just doesn't play out your way. And you know, his like you said, his car was really good this Saturday, and we thought he was going to win, and it just didn't happen.
But you guys both raced, you in the pure stock and him in the sportsman, and I know plans are uncertain for both of you for next year and what you want to do, but just you guys are one big racing family, and that's what we love about you guys. And they at nights and afternoons in the shop, how do you decide whose car gets worked on? Is it which one is getting closer to the race, or which one needs more work, or is there a priority order, or how does the family dynamics work in that?
So my dad keeps his car at his house. I keep mine at mine, and Jesse keeps his in his shop, Integrity. So if our cars have to go down there, you generally do the work yourself on the car. With me, you know, they're kind of helping me along the way, teaching me stuff that I don't really know. And they definitely give me a helping hand, but most of the stuff, they're teaching me to do it on my own. So if they're not there at the racetrack, I can do it myself.
And then no slight to your dad any means, because he's a wheelman, but what has it been like this year? You've had so many people that have been able to be in your ear, that's been in your family group for so long, that to give you advice. What's it like to get advice from Jesse, Jeff Dufresne, Greg? I mean, how do you feel those guys helped you win this championship this year with just the variety of people you had to learn from?
Yeah, like you just said, those guys have been racing for as long as I can remember. I have so much advice. I get so much help, support at the racetrack, at the shop, on the radio with Dufresne spotting. He spots all of Jesse's races, all my dad's races. The help is endless.
And then he won a championship of his own this year.
Yeah, he did. Both the Jeffs won a championship. Just one didn't.
What do you have going on the wall back there?
So I have a door from my dad's truck when he first got back into racing, after his like 20 years of off racing. And then the door on the, I guess it would be the left, is a snowball derby door off of Jesse's car.
And
Oh,
that
cool.
painting, is that one of those nice Jerry Guilbault paintings?
Yeah, it is. He's surprised that he gave me that at the Bigley race.
He does amazing with those paintings.
Yeah, it's crazy how good he is.
So what
So
are the
what are
plans for next year?
We're waiting for the 417 schedule to come out. I know there's a race at Showtime in 2 weeks, so we're kind of talking about maybe trying to go do. We haven't really locked it down yet, but I'm kind of looking to try some new tracks, see what we have at other places, and I want to hit as many races as I can next year.
Yeah, that's good. If you could travel and get different tracks and some more experience, it's only going to make you better, and try to get some more wins in there.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I'm always excited to see you at the track, even though I don't hang out a lot of times afterwards. You guys are the one family. Your dad always breaks out the grill after the races usually and cooks and just has a really good time. And that's what draws me to the racing crowd and gets in the family atmosphere. And I appreciate you guys for keeping that alive. And I know your dad's always done that through his racing, but just seeing you guys do that means so much to me, to keep the sport going, all the fun you have, and him cooking the sausages or whatever's on the menu for the weekend.
Yeah, it's kind of like our little family get together. We don't have a lot of get-togethers, but almost every Saturday night you can find almost our entire family at a racetrack somewhere in Florida.
We always say that's what it's all about, don't we? We go for the racing, and sometimes when you're around the right people, it almost seems secondary. It's really about going there and being with the people. You never forget those things.
No, and like you said too, it's all about the memories. 10, 20, 30 years, you look back on it and you look at how much of a good time you're having.
Yeah, because in most cases, nobody's going to remember who won what, except for maybe a big one here or something special there. But everybody's going to remember grilling out. I remember running around the cans under the bleacher when I was a kid. I don't really remember the races. So yeah, it's important. It's good.
And what I like about this family atmosphere too, and you guys being competitors, I mean, there's a group of you young racers that really support each other and travel with each other. And I mean, help each other in the cars. You're sometimes at the dirt track with Kyle Case and the Crown Vic, or he's with you somewhere, or Jimmy Frazier, you're with him in the truck, or this weekend he was there helping you. What's it like to have that younger support group in other classes that, if somebody needs you, you're always there?
Yeah, same thing with all of my family and friends that help. There's always someone to help you, and there's always something to do. Like at most Saturday nights, I should have kept track of how many tracks I went to and how many weekends I was at a racetrack, but I was at a racetrack almost every Saturday night if there was one open.
So just in wrapping up, why don't you run through your long list of people you want to thank and give a shout out to, and the sponsors that help put that car up for the championship this year?
Yeah, first off, I got to thank Bruce and Judy Carbone for everything they do for not just me, but all the short track racing. My dad, my mom, Jesse Dutilli, the Crumbs, Jeff Dufresne, Garrett and Morgan Thompson, Jimmy Frazier, Jimmy Cook, Calvin Plummer, Kyle Case, the Goddards, Nick Manfold, Joe and Janet for giving us a beautiful racetrack to race at, Integrity Transmissions, Black Metal Recycling, Herbie Copes and Signs, and I think that's about it.
And you named Bruce and Judy Carbone. I just can't thank them enough for what they do quietly for the sport of racing. I mean, they do stuff that people don't even know about for the sport of racing, and a great family that's been in racing as long as I've been alive. And what Bruce and them do for the sport is thankless.
Yeah, Bruce is a big help, not only to me, but my dad's racing. Obviously, Jesse's racing. If we need something, he's a phone call away, and almost every time he's the one that delivers and makes sure we're at the racetrack.
Well, and you got any other questions? If not, we'll let him get back with his evening. There's 2 football games on his evening. I know he's a huge sports fan. Can I get anything else, Chris?
No, just thanks for joining us, man. Congratulations on the championship.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a nice night and a great holiday.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you
We'll see
too.
you soon.
Later, guys.
Well, that wraps up a really, I mean, three great guests there that we had. I can't wait to actually go back and watch this one again live and they take it all in, because we got some really great stuff from a lot of great people.
Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff tonight. It's, next year's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot to look forward to. On the short track side, the sports car racing stuff is getting super exciting. It's going to be fun. And, we get a week off, and then we're right back at it.
That's it. Showtime on the 31st and 1st. And thanks for taking some of your night to come on and jumping on, and had a great show. If I don't talk to you between now and then, which I'm sure I will, have a Merry Christmas. And everybody out there in Facebook land, I'm sure one of us will be live or something between now and then. But everybody have a blessed and Merry Christmas from Sunshine State Racing to your family.
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for having me.
All right. Have a good night, Chris.
Bye.